Hello, hello. We're gonna start soon, but today is gonna be a little bit of a low energy day. Um, but I figure we'll kind of start getting back into the swing of things. Sweet cat, Mr. Ash is here. Got your attention. This is a little off from my usual stream time, but I was feeling my energy kind of surge a little, so I was like, I may as well take advantage. Today we're gonna be reading Eliza again. We started this a little before my surgery, so I'm in PNG form still. I am feeling better. I'm feeling much better, but my tracking is still. I'm not doing tracking yet because I'm a little bit like. I'm still like leaning a little weirdly and like sitting a little bad postured, and that'll all show, and I'm like, no. So you guys are getting PNG Loon today. But I figure we'll do maybe 1 or 2 chapters of this, and then we'll find somebody to raid, and it'll be a short stream, but it'll be a good one. And without any further ado, I'll make a hold on. I did the ping, and I suppose we'll just kind of get in at it, huh? Alrighty. So, last we left off, we just found out that we're the person who made Eliza, which is crazy. Oh, are those showing up? I have got a couple Steam notifications that have started flashing up. Okay, so we were going to that seminar that our friend had tickets for. Really quick, let me check the mail. Chris Manzoni bookstore. Went to the Magus Books today, and Shelley told me you don't work there anymore. Made me sad. You're always the best part of going to that store for me. I always appreciated your presence there, winky face. Best of luck in your new endeavors, wherever they may take you. Okay. And then how do I go back? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness! Oh, thank you. Aww. Oh, did it not do the text to speech? 35 ways to squeeze. Aw.
35 ways to squeezy e. Hug.
Yeah, there we go. I got it. Alright. Let's see. We've got from Mary Aubrey. Are you still mad at me? Oh, I wonder what we did to Mary. Nevertheless, I hope you're doing well. Oh, it's our mom. Oh. Huh. I wonder what's going on with that. Squeezy. The Redmond Post. Eliza counseling services to be introduced in Redmond middle and high schools. Oh, God. That's really bad. Conversations with the virtual counselor will screen students for risk factors, identify the need for intervention. Okay, so if it's like for pre-therapy, just for like seeing if they need a therapist, that's not so bad. But, that should. I'm really worried that's gonna move into trying to replace therapists in schools, and that'd be ooh. Other King County school districts, including Bellevue and Lake Washington, are following suit with their own rollouts. To develop mental health developed internally at Sconda. While the Seattle-based company's counseling centers are well known for employing human proxies between the AI and the client, the school implementation will take the form of a web-based chat interface. These kids are more used to sharing information about themselves in text-based conversations than adults are, so that's what we zeroed in on as the best mode of interaction for this particular application. Conversations with Eliza take about 10 to 15 minutes each and will be required but not limited to one conversation every 2 weeks. Students exhibiting high risk factors will be referred to a suite of potential interventions, including connections with community success mentors, additional counseling, or psychiatric evaluation. Eliza's tracking capabilities will be able to provide a full picture of the student's mental state over the school year, and eventually over the course of their lives, says Eleanor Wing. Oh my god. This, he explains, is an important factor in detecting potential problems in students who may otherwise seem normal on a day-to-day basis. The goal here is to find the kids that are most at risk and take proactive steps to get them the tools and support they need to grow into happy and productive members of society. This is a complex problem with an evolving solution set. Eliza is just one facet of what is a bigger issue involving not only the kids, but their families, our teachers, and the wider community. Like, right now, with this as it is, maybe it's fine, but that feels like a real slippery slope into things getting bad. So hopefully, I don't know what we'll be able to do in this. So far, I'm wondering if we'll have many choices, because I think right now Evelyn's driving the boat. No wonder Nora didn't want to come here. I'm not sure I could take something like this seriously myself. One Mind 2.0. The Wellness Revolution. Maybe that's why Soren's successful and I'm not. Am I late? Looks like the talk's already happening. Oh. TED Talk. Ugh, this place is packed. I'll just stand at the back.
So, to get back to my original point, the current state of the art is AI-driven counseling, typified by apps like Eliza. Let's talk about the model here for a second.
He looks a little haggard. I wonder if he's okay.
It all begins with data. You collect all the data you can. From base level metrics like heart rates, body temperature, blood pressure, to higher order metrics like hand movement, head movement, gaze aversion.
Ooh. Like we're getting into real. This is. See, it's tricky because some of these are things that genuinely, like, you'd want to get metrics on. But I worry about things like the movement, the gaze aversion, things like that, because that's a lot of habitual things that, like, different people for different reasons might have, like, abnormal statistics on that. And I don't know necessarily that a computer, like, program could get all the nuance of that. But I don't know. Maybe they've figured something out.
You'll want to pull from their digital life too. Their message
no
histories,
way.
Email, their search histories, and online behavior.
There is no way people are gonna be happy about that. Oh no.
It's all potentially valuable. Then you compare the client's responses to relevant data from thousands of other clients and build a model of the client's psychological state.
So this is something that I actually kind of learned. This is not exclusive to necessarily something like Eliza. One of the things that I learned is, like, the reason why we do things like, for example, the Rorschach test is, like, not necessarily to get, like, that there's a hidden meaning, like if you see an elephant as opposed to a bear or something. But you can say, like, oh, this person saw an elephant, a butterfly, and a cat. Those three things were pretty common answers in that exact order from people who had, like, schizotypal, like, tendencies. So we might want to look at that. Or, like, things like that. A lot of psychology is done through comparison basis right now. So that actually is not exclusive to something like Eliza. It is a flawed system, though. Is that we can only do the best that we can through comparison, and at the end of the day, you still have to be able to make a decision for your client on your own, exclusive to them.
This approach has worked well so far. Eliza is still the best and most advanced version, but that's just my personal opinion. For those of you who don't know, I was the team lead and chief psychologist for the Eliza Project at Skanda for a number of years.
Taking credit for all of it, I see.
Now, even though this is a proven approach, there are two weaknesses I'm going to highlight.
Yeah.
One is the data I was just talking about. You're completely dependent on that.
If you don't make allowances for other factors, yeah.
Collect as much as you can, sure, but it's important to keep in mind that you can have all the data in the world and still not understand why things work the way they do.
Precisely. This is kind of what I was getting at, is the why is always kind of up in the air. We can know that, like, hundreds of people who had this condition answered this way to the Rorschach test, but we may not understand why until we get further into, the understanding of them as people. Maybe even ask them why they, like, what parts of the image they see the way they do. And that may come to, like, draw certain conclusions about, say, maybe the way the eye travels, maybe things that their minds emphasize. Maybe they're looking for different patterns than a normal person does. And I say normal... that's not a great word for this. It's a typical person, I suppose.
And that's important for us to know, because if we have something that works, but we're not sure why, then what do we actually understand about ourselves?
Okay, so it's good that they are kind of moving forward with an understanding of that. We'll see how much
the crucial step after data is the model. The data needs to be used to validate a model. If you can't make a model, you're finished. If that sounds like basic, obvious science to you, it is. But I was surprised to find out just how many people from the tech sector don't think this way. I suppose you don't need to understand why something works in order to make it into a product and sell it. Obviously, though, if you had mastery of the underlying details, you'd be able to adjust the process and potentially make it work even better.
The audience is getting impatient. Clearly they're expecting something big. This is something big, dude. Like...
One further note while I'm discussing modeling. Many of the startups trying to address mental health right now are completely ignoring the insights provided by the field of traditional psychology. They do so at their own peril. Many of you know already, but as a brief personal aside, I was a professor of psychology before I joined the tech world. I'm continually stunned at how little the tech heads know or even care about the hundreds of years of psychological research that has gone on in my field.
It makes me think, like, it's so difficult to quantify the soft sciences that I wonder if perhaps some of these startups simply gave up out of, like, frustration trying to do so.
That's something I can talk about at length, perhaps another time. For now, I'll move on to the other weakness I mentioned. This is the real one, the big one. It's treatment.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. Like, talk therapy is kind of an incomplete treatment. You can talk about your problems as much as you want, but until you are able to make an action plan and have somebody checking in with you on that action plan, that's the other half of talk therapy. That's a lot of what we want to get into with that. Hey, Pajdu. We're having a chill reading day, which has immediately turned into Loon Talk psychology kind of day. Hey, Honor.
The softest science is the eyes of the left shark outfit.
That's the stretchiest science. By no regard should those eyes stretch as far as they can, but they do. But yeah, like, treatment is, with what I've seen of Eliza right now, it is currently incomplete. It's not bad, but it's incomplete.
A system like Eliza can tell what's wrong with a client to a certain level of accuracy, but it doesn't quite know how to turn that into a comprehensive treatment plan.
This is a problem that I find is common with humans as well. Sometimes it is really, really hard, especially in, like, situations where someone has, for example, like a difficult home life, it can be very difficult to make a treatment plan for that. Especially if, for example, only one person is coming to therapy in a family. It is really difficult to convey maybe what treatments need to be had to the whole family, and might not be possible for the person in a hard home situation to carry out. Um, this can be easier with some difficulties, but not with others. It's really really hard to come up with psychological treatment plans. So Eliza is not the only one that has difficulty with this, but I imagine that it's even harder to program something like that if it's that hard for humans to do.
It can suggest therapeutic programs and activities, and soon it might even issue its own prescriptions without having to go to a doctor or a psychiatrist.
No! No! No, don't do that.
Well, as long as the FDA continues to look upon us favorably.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
But those are blunt instruments compared to what I'm going to talk about next.
Yeah? Maybe this is it. Is he gonna go where I think he is? Where do you think he's gonna go, Evelyn?
Many of you know there's a technology still in its infancy called direct stimulation.
What?
For those of you who haven't heard of it, direct stimulation is a way of creating sensations within the brain with targeted electrical impulses.
We're not talking electroshock therapy, are we? That's...
Imagine an augmented reality headset, but instead of working on your
eyes,
it stimulates the brain in such a way as to induce a specific dream.
This game is called Eliza. So far it's been a kinetic VN, so it hasn't had much, if any, like, choices in it, but it's been a really interesting visual novel to talk about. So I've been doing, I've only done one chapter so far, and I'm kind of doing it as like a little short stream thing of, like, every now and again we'll do a chapter, maybe two. This is crazy. It's better than what I thought it was. But this is crazy.
A spring meadow, for example. This sounds fantastical, I know, but progress in this technique has been occurring faster than you think. We're actually quite close to a workable demonstration model.
Oh my god.
How is that possible? Well, first of all, we only suggest an overall feeling. Your own brain does most of the work, just as it does in your dreams.
I wonder, that's such a... For me, that seems like such a balancing act. It's so easy for dreams to shift in tone for me that I don't know how stable that would be.
It fills in all of the visual details using its own set of memories and expectations.
I'm kind of intrigued, but in like a fearful way. Like, I don't love this, but I also am kind of hungry to know more. Ah, so this is what everyone came to hear.
Induced dreams via direct stimulation can contain all the therapeutic content of VR therapy without the need to create realistic graphics or other content.
Interesting. To give some context, Misty, Eliza is the name of basically an AI therapist that currently functions by, like, a therapist is like the proxy. So, Eliza will give a script to the therapist, and the therapist will read it off to the client, basically. It has, like, you know, the very same problems you would imagine is, like, you know, a lot of people think that that's very inhuman. How old is this? Actually, let me find out. Because I know it's not a very new visual novel. But I know it's not super old. This came out in 2019. So before our like current understanding of AI became what it is. But it is telling quite a quite a strong prediction. Yeah. It is perhaps similar to lucid dreaming, but I'm not entirely sure.
Instead, it harnesses the brain's creative power to dream up the situation for itself.
Yeah. This is a very, very chilling prediction of what AI would become. And like, you know, people can tell the difference between Eliza and human, or at least they think so. In the first chapter, it made the surprising decision to have us in the script, quote unquote, go off script and tell him our name and that we care about him getting better, basically. And then came back onto the script. So we now know that Eliza can pretend to be human. And do so quite convincingly. And that was initially my biggest concern, but now I'm wondering what else it's going to be. Oh. Implements an extremely basic version of prompts that might be therapy related. That's interesting. So this is already kind of, at least somewhat, like, coming into reality. Like, and like, we're seeing people use chatbots for, like, you know, talking about very deep and troublesome things. Like, oh, really? That's, oh, I'll have to look into that. That's fascinating. The package was called Eliza? Oh my god! Wait! I wonder, was it based on this or was this based on that?
Combine that with the insights we gain from parametric therapy systems like Eliza, and you have a complete end-to-end, fully automated system.
Oh, so they would have these dreams be the full treatment? That sounds like a bad idea. You would need a lot of things for most psychological treatments. As much as I hate using the word holistic because it usually is like tied to, like, you know, herbs and essential oils and stuff, the actual, like, meaning of holistic being like something that takes all aspects of your life is very, very much how therapy is supposed to work. Oh my god.
It should be clear now that this heralds a revolution in how we treat, how we think about mental health. And with mental health challenges on the rise across the globe, it couldn't come at a more crucial time.
Get mentally better while you sleep so you don't even have to put in an effort. Yeah, you know, it does very much feel like that's what they're selling. And I hate it. I hate it because, oh god, there's no way this works. This is snake oil.
So, that's why today, right here, I'm announcing Aponia, a new company to make induced dreaming a reality and end human suffering as we know it.
That's so, oh my god. Like, this feels so, like, yeah, for people who don't remember their dreams or don't recall. So the idea behind that, actually, I have some thoughts on this, is that currently our theoretical understanding of what dreams are is actually just encoding memory and like kind of processing all of the intake that we've had throughout the day. And I think people have said that that's why people who go to bed really, really tired tend to dream less. Is that, like, there's less going towards, like, self-stimulation and more going towards that encoding. I don't know how that would interact with this if I were to say hypothetically that it would work, which I don't know that it would work. I'm really going by the game's logic that, like, maybe this could in a sci-fi way, actually project dreams to you. It would have varied effects for different people depending on your stress levels when going to sleep and whatnot. Like, this is, at best, something with variable results, depending on client. And at worst, complete snake oil. Just complete useless that they're just selling, the idea
I should
of.
note that I remain on good terms with Skanda. In fact, they're a minority investor in this new venture.
I would imagine that they are. I would imagine that wanting to partner this with Eliza would be very commercially successful.
But still, I'm very much going my own way on this. It's no secret that Rayner and I don't always agree. And that's why we mutually decided I should pursue this paradigm shift on my own.
Okay.
As for details on the venture itself, I don't have anything specific to announce at this time other than that the technology is real and working in prototype form already.
So, okay, I'm gonna assume then that this has shown significant results in this world. I don't know how much it, this is 100% sci-fi technology, but assuming that they've gotten that kind of data, like, even then, I'm still troubled by the idea of selling this as a full treatment. Yeah. Habit forming is absolutely massive in therapy. Like, and this would not do anything at all towards even that.
But you can be sure to hear more from me on that soon. Thank you.
Alright, man. As Soren finishes up, people hold up their phones to take photos and video. This feels more like a press conference than a talk.
Now, I can take a very limited number of audience questions.
The crowd starts to surge towards him. He's gonna be mobbed. My plan to find him after the talk isn't gonna work. I need to get out of here. Ugh. I don't know what I was thinking coming to this. Yeah, the idea of completely ending human suffering through tech like that we all know that, like, making sweeping declarations like that always goes amazingly, right? Whatever my element is, this is not it. I should just get out of here before anybody recognizes me. Except, as I attempt to do that, I happen to spot another man I know. He emerges from an elevator in the lobby just as I walk by. I keep my head down. Maybe he won't see me. Surely he's busy and distracted, right?
Well, look who's here. It's like I've seen a ghost.
They're never busy. When you're hoping that somebody won't see you, they're never busy. Yalren Rayner Tsai. Chairman and CEO, Skanda Corporation.
Good to see you too, Rayner.
Where are you these days? I lost track after you left us.
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Well, nowhere is no place to be.
Nowhere is sometimes a great place to be when the alternative is, this kind of industry.
Come by the new office sometime. You should see where we're taking Eliza.
Oh man, Paj, dude, that's a favorite of mine.
Okay.
Good. Sarah will set something up for next week.
He glances at the person standing behind and to the side of him, presumably Sarah. She nods almost imperceptibly.
See you then.
I agreed before I could think about it. What's this all about? What does Rayner want with me? We didn't interact much at all when I worked there. I didn't think he would even remember me. I've hardly done anything and things feel like a tangled mess already. Oh, time to head back to work. Oh, I've got stuff on my phone. Eliza proxy. Reminder, contractor parking. To all Seattle area contingent staff, due to limited space, contractors, including Eliza proxies, are not issued Skanda parking passes. Do not attempt to park in Skanda lots without a pass. Your vehicle will be towed. Please find street parking around the area or use one of the many mass transit options available. We are aware parking is an issue and we are looking into securing additional parking at our Queen Anne and Bellevue locations, but currently there is no timetable for extra spaces becoming available. Apologies for the inconvenience. They don't even give us parking? They don't even give us parking. Valued proxies. I feel real valued now that I have no parking. I've continued to receive questions about how proxies should interpret and work with Eliza's council phases. Look, if they don't have to pay us for being real therapists, at least pay for our parking. Sessions are built around a 5-part structure. 1. Eliza begins with an introductory phase to build the rapport and build a psychological state model of the client. Listen actively. Oh my god! Zix! Hello!
It's the girl.
It's me! Yeah, we're doing some chill reading today. Okay, so we're building a psychological state model of the client. Listen actively during this phase, as clients are able to tell if the provider proxy is uninterested. Your performance should be smooth and natural. Like, if this didn't have to do with, like, reading off a script, I wouldn't find any issue with it. The first couple of sessions you have with a new therapist are very largely just like, hey, how you doing? What's the deal with you? Like, you know, what do you like? 'Cause, like, they kind of want you, they want to work on getting you comfortable talking to your therapist before they start to, like, really, like, go in on it, you know? With some therapists, they'll get right to asking, like, hey, why are you here? They'll kind of mesh 1 and 2 and kind of make 2 a little more, like, casual, I guess, to kind of go over. During the discovery phase, Eliza transitions to the topic of the client's problems and begins to introduce probing questions. Attentive to the client, but speak your lines in a gentle but clear manner. So, like, again, if this didn't have anything to do with just, like, reading off a script and following an AI, I wouldn't have any issue with this. This is kind of how you begin with the client. As the client answers questions, Eliza detects the client's rationalization and or explanatory strategies. Eliza will then challenge the client's assertions with the goal of inducing the client to reevaluate their current notions. Remain neutral during this phase and do not adopt a confrontational speaking style. Again, pretty similar to what you would actually do as a therapist. I don't know necessarily that this would work for everyone, but assuming that somebody has, like, say, you know, like, they think in black and white, or if they seem very, like, strongly in a bad habit of that sort, that is one of the ways that you would kind of crack into it a little bit. Be like, why do you think that, you know? It wouldn't work with everyone. And it's definitely one of those, like, where you want to kind of match the tone a little. Yeah, different approaches into that challenge. Oh, hold on. I actually need to go and get another drink. Let me go do that real quick. Ah! So guys, they had Baja Blast at the grocery store. I am the happiest loon. I am so happy. Yeah. It definitely is one of those things, and like phase 1 and 2 is kind of partly getting you comfortable with your therapist, and it's also partly getting your therapist to understand where you kind of need more of that push and what they might need to be gentle with you on. You tried boba. Do you like boba? I love boba. Also, what flavor did you get? This is very important to me. I'm gonna take a sip while you answer me. You don't like it? Oh, see, that's the good texture for me. Oh no. Well, okay. Now we've learned. That's definitely like, it's definitely very different. I think you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it if you have food texture things. I really, really enjoy the texture and like the chewiness. The blending of flavor with the thing you got, roasted milk tea. Ooh. Yeah, it depends on what you get. I like to get something very sweet, like a caramel flavored milk tea or a chocolate flavored milk tea. I once tried like a fruity green tea and I don't know, I felt like the boba did not agree with that as much. Some people really swear by the green teas. And I couldn't quite get it. Oh, see, for me, a lot of people suggested those to me because I really like super sweet drinks. It wasn't the sweetness. It was like when I taste the boba, I think to myself like, this is actually, I know the best way to explain it. And this is going to sound fucking crazy, but like, you know how there's some things that are like pastry flavors, and there are some things that are like fruit flavors, there are some things that are like, I guess like candy flavors. Like for me, mixing those is really difficult. And I associate boba with a pastry flavor. And so that has to be with like a chocolate or a caramel or something like that. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I associate the tapioca-y flavor with chocolate milky kind of flavors, or like things like that you would have with a cookie. Even just like plain milk I would have with boba. Like something that you would have with a sweet like that. Whereas I feel like there are fruits that I would have with a pastry, but that's like gonna be like a special thing for me, and I don't necessarily think that I would combine too many of those things. It wouldn't be my first choice either. I tend to not go towards like mixing my types of sweet. I know that sounds absolutely psychotic. I'm so weird about food. 'Cause, like, you think of, like, strawberry on a cake, and you're like, oh, that sounds so good. But then when I taste it, I'm like, that looks amazing. But as soon as I take a bite, I'm like, these two things, I need to separate them. I need to have the strawberry, and then I need to have the cake. I can't have them together. They shouldn't be in the same bite. Oh, I love matcha too, Pajdu. I prefer matcha by itself, though, if I'm gonna have it. Or with, like, white chocolate. White chocolate and matcha, oh, yo. Oh, see, you might like the popping boba. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway. Granted, I'm here to yap, but I'm gonna read these other 2 points while I'm thinking. In the intervention phase, Eliza selects one or multiple interventions from its toolkit of cognitive exercises, therapeutic applications, and recommends for prescription medicines. I still don't love that this thing can recommend medicine, and it does frequently in the first chapter. You really need... I feel as though human psychiatrists do not even evaluate people enough for medicine. Usually with psychiatric medicine, a lot of it is like, try this for 3 weeks, tell me how you feel on it, and that will help me kind of figure out what kind of medicine you need to be on. Like, I had to try 5 different antidepressants before I got on one that worked for me. During that testing time, I did not have a good time. And that's not an uncommon thing for people to go through. It is very much, like, super difficult for people to get on antidepressants. I will never, and if I ever do this, like, seriously bonk me. I will never talk about what specific meds I'm on or anything, because I never want to promote a specific one and have people go towards, like, that because it worked for me. You definitely have to be assessed for yourself. And, like, that's something that Eliza is doing very off the cuff that I really am not a fan of. At the session conclusion, the client is asked to rate the experience. The proxy provider receives the client feedback as well as performance-based incentives as determined by Eliza. Be cheerful. Okay. This is whatever. Like, this is the end of a session. Usually during the end of a session, you would plan your next one and you would discuss your treatment plan. Which, Soren up there was talking about how Eliza doesn't do very well with treatment plans. Yeah. You can't be like, my streamer takes these meds, so I will take these meds. Like, it doesn't work that way. Alright, so we're heading back into the actual proper office. At least I don't have to think to do my job. So, oh man, like, hold on. Bop, 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 bop. Can this move? There we go. This is, again, another thing that, like, as much as I hate that a quote-unquote therapist is thinking this, I'm also like, I understand why this did so well at Market. I understand why this did so well on, like, the, at selling people to, it doesn't auto-scroll for you? See, my mobile does, but, you know, like, yeah, it feels very one-size-fits-all. And that, like, I would understand if this was, like, we use Eliza to get you partnered with the therapist that's right for you. I would maybe get that. If it's like, oh, it's getting these predictions. Same as, like, I was talking about a little bit with, like, how we currently do a lot of psychiatric stuff by comparing it to the results of people who have been confirmed with certain conditions, for example. Things like that, I would understand if Eliza was here to do that part of it and automate that part of it. And then it would then refer you the same way your primary doctor would refer you to a therapist. They're basically doing it by guesswork as well. So that would actually be a very big improvement. But the fact that it's totally replacing therapy is so, like, no! Oh god. Okay, so we're loading into our little suite of programs. We've got our client here, Gabriel Navarro. Okay. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hi.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much on you right here.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much on your way here.
I guess she's gonna read the proxy responses, so I don't have to.
A little, but it was fine. I'm used to it.
Yeah, AI is great at pattern recognition. Like, things like that, I think it would actually be way better than we are at getting people to where they need to be. At least assuming that we weren't, like, you know, fucking with it too much. Go through a questionnaire to see if you're emotionally available enough to date, and if not, it'll match you with a therapist? Holy shit! I'm gonna be honest, that as much as I would be insulted, I would very much love that.
Most people here seem to get used to it, yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Not much of a choice, unless you move away.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I don't know where to start. I've never really done this kind of thing before, you know, counseling.
That's okay.
That's okay. Start wherever you like.
Well, I'm about to be a father.
Oh.
And my wife is due in a few months.
Oh my god.
Congratulations. That's what everyone says.
It's a lot, though.
Congratulations, congratulations. I get this tension, this restless feeling when people say that. It's like a curse or something. Congratulations.
Sounds like you might be uncertain about that.
I love that you can see over here, like, what it's thinking of, like, analyzing the sentiment of congratulations, but then there's tension, curse.
Maybe. I try. I've tried to be a good husband, and I'm gonna do my best to be a good father too, but it's...
Oh, hell yeah, Pajdu. I want to do some kind of, like, builder thing with the server someday. I don't know how to host my own, so I'm a little bit, like, I don't know when it'll happen, but I might try to learn.
I don't know. There's something bothering me about... I'm balancing a lot of things right now. Work, family, expectations. Everyone has something they want from me. Everyone wants me to do this or that, behave a certain way. It's just annoying.
This dude. I worry that he's kind of stuck in that I'm doing this because I'm expected to kind of thing. He feels trapped.
Being a father, what if I don't want this?
Oh, buddy, that's really late for you to be figuring that out. Oh, boy. Why do you think you might not want this?
Why do you think you might not want this?
We all have things we don't talk about. Things we would rather keep secret. Things that might upset our families if they knew about them. It's unfair. That's all I'm saying. It's unfair that we expect each other to be perfect when there's more going on. I can't stand it when people act like they're pure, like they've never touched a bad thing in their whole lives. And then these people around me think they can tell me how to act, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, yo, don't you know you have your own shit to deal with? Why do you have to pick on me all the time? This whole fatherhood thing is just... You know what being a father is to me? It's about providing and protecting, taking responsibility. The world is dangerous, and sometimes the dangers can be hard to see. My duty is to protect. I'm gonna take that seriously.
That's good.
Everything I do, I take it seriously.
That's really good, dude.
So, I don't get why people are worried about my ability to do that.
So this is, we're in the challenge phase. What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that? We may get a more specific example out of this.
What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
Because everyone thinks I'm trying to escape my responsibilities. Everyone is so quick to judge. Here's a story, okay? The other day, Selena, that's my wife, Selena and I were at a get-together. Her family, my family, a few families we both know, right? Grilling out on the back deck, you know, that kind of thing. Everyone was more or less chill, right? But then, late in the afternoon, the baby stuff starts coming up. Once one of them brings up babies, it's just all babies all the time. Babies, babies, babies. And because of my wife, they start saying, oh, giving birth is gonna hurt so bad. It might tear your skin. Just these kind of gross things.
I mean, it's true.
So I'm like, hey, quit it with that. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We're eating. There's kids around. Come on. And they're like, no, it's natural. It happens. Of course we gotta talk about all this terrible shit.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. I mean, it's complicated.
How are you gonna have another kid if you can't even handle the first one? And I just say, excuse me?
Whoa. Yeah, that's a step too far. Yikes.
A second kid? Who even said we were gonna have two? I didn't even want the one.
Oh.
Maybe that was a mistake, but I mean, I was angry. It made me angry.
Oh, man.
It just got under my skin so bad, like I need to give my whole self over to this baby. What about me? What about my time?
I mean, ooh, this is something I wouldn't be able to act impartially on. I wouldn't be able to be a good therapist to this guy.
It's a really important thing for me, my time. Well, I'm just supposed to give that up? I've already sacrificed a lot, more than they can imagine.
Oh,
I give everything of myself away. Job, family, everyone wants me to be something for them until there's nothing left.
I want to help this man, but man, this is a little touchy.
But I can't talk about this stuff to anybody. They just say I'm being selfish.
I mean, of course it is. He's in therapy, but like I would like if I were in this field still, this would be a client I don't think I would be able to take. Just because of the subject matter, family stuff and kids is really difficult.
It's like what I want just doesn't matter.
Here's a question. Okay.
Here's a question, Gabriel.
What do you got, Eliza?
If you were to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Oh, I'd be far away from all this. Far away from everyone, just on my own for a while. Yeah, I just want to be away.
Okay, Gabriel. I have some recommendations for you. First, I'm going to suggest you try a therapeutic virtual world experience called Starry Skies.
Interesting.
It may help you take your mind off things.
Okay.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafen.
First session, man! First session! This is not cool. Okay.
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
That's good. I think he should continue talk therapy. I think he really should. That is where I really think he would get a lot of benefit, actually. Because he's not feeling heard by a lot of people in his life. I really think that he does need something like this where he is being heard by somebody who is equipped to kind of give him advice. And not come at him in a judgmental way. I think that this did challenge him in a way that I didn't think was too, like, pushback. I don't love that he's having to come to Eliza, but, like, even this, I think, is better than nothing, so this is good.
That's it, huh?
That's it, yeah. I'm sorry.
You can't just tell me what to do to solve this?
I wish I could.
Some help you turned out to be.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Guess I'll have to figure things out for myself.
Oh.
Exactly like before.
Thank you, Gabriel. We hope to see you back soon.
I hate this.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
Like, I know therapy isn't supposed to give you, like, a straight-up answer. But, like, damn. The human aspect does mean that a lot of therapists that I've had have gone kind of like, hey, buddy, like, maybe try this. But, like, yeah, you're not supposed to be able to get an answer for all your problems.
Goodbye.
You have to learn how to cope with them, and that's kind of the thing that therapy is. Like, I hated this, but I also felt as though this guy might not have been responsive to even normal therapy. And that is one of the sad realities, is that, like, not everybody is going to take well to therapy, because a lot of people, I mean, first of all, it's a very frustrating experience to go through. Even people who, actively enjoy going to see their therapist, it's still not a fun thing. It's hard work. Just happens to be hard work that some people take to and some people don't. It's a lot of really hard emotional labor for both people. But I also do get how he feels. I say all that to say that maybe he wouldn't respond well even to conventional therapy, but I don't think that should be damning him. It leads me to wonder what other sorts of solutions and treatments one could come up with for somebody who feels that way. And I don't necessarily have an answer off the top of my head. I understand that, like, a lot of what Eliza is exploring, too, is that this is another method of therapy. And it makes me think, we are going to see this field transform in ways that are bad, but also in ways that are good. Primed to be defensive. I think that honestly coming with those, like, pre-set solutions as well to somebody so soon, I feel like it would have even been better to be like, I need more info before I can give you a good treatment plan. Can you come back in 3 weeks? I don't know. Even being able to admit that, I think would have been better. Oh. How did he know I was at his talk? Saw you come in for a bit and leave before questions. Don't blame you. You caught the important parts anyway. Pretty interesting, huh? It was nice to see you. Been what, 2 years? 3 years. How do you think I did? I haven't done a talk in a while. You're trying something wild. Yeah. Want to get dinner tonight? There's more to talk about. Details I couldn't share in public. Oh, yeah, man. I need to know the details. Yeah, the fact that he hasn't done therapy before, so he didn't know what to expect. Yeah, it's... I worry about, too, like, especially how Eliza's being marketed. And especially, like, what we're seeing at, like, the TED Talks and stuff. At the end to human suffering. Like, these are all really strong buzzwords. And I would imagine that that's being used in the advertising as much as it's being used in, like, these investor meetings. I don't know. It makes me think that people are being set up to fail. This is strictly professional, no need to worry, see you soon. Okay. I need to get more details from the inside. People have all kinds of problems. Problems I couldn't have imagined. Was I rash to believe I could help people without knowing who they were? I wonder if that painting is supposed to symbolize something. Technology and feelings combining together? No, I'm overanalyzing it. Maybe it is. You don't know. Art is one of the things you're supposed to overanalyze, Evelyn. Come on. I just have to keep going. Yeah, just keep going. Evelyn! Yeah, honestly, this is terrifying. Yeah, the analytics are probably insane.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
Oh, this is the girl that we saw in the first chapter.
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to See you too, pal. Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot? Are we all robots now? Beep boop, nice to see you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin.
Couldn't you at least, like, fake a laugh? Haha, good one.
So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and, first of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be. The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take one. So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them. But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, and I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station.
Yeah.
But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen.
Oh my god.
And you're watching all your heroes and people you know from their social media presence just right there. They're right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors. The combined level of achievement there, I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening.
Yeah.
But eventually, it caught up to me, and I had this sudden feeling, this sudden realization. My presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person who just showed up. Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it. So I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine. Sorry.
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me. Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask. I would introduce myself and it's like, you could just see it in their eyes. I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers. It's this kind of weird, open secret.
Oh man. Misty, you're right. The info bleed from other sessions. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh my goodness. Hey, Nadge.
Boo. I can actually watch a stream.
Hell yeah. Sorry I've been running a lot less of them lately, but I'm hoping to get way back into it. Especially June, I'm planning on having be quite packed. So hopefully I'll have some different time slots and things that people can make it to. I still need to wait for Tyria Pride to get the event schedule out for me to, like, fully be able to, like, have the schedule out, but I'm hoping to release, like, a full, like, calendar of June, like, this is what we're doing, you know, like, I don't know, it's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be nuts, but I'm still waiting to hear back about some of the events so I can plan my streams around them.
Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him.
Oh no.
He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming, but I'm not. I'm not even that.
I don't like this phrasing.
Is being charming your goal with this?
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings. It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me. I don't even know why I went. I just want to stay home for the rest of my life.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind. When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it. Even if nobody responds to my work. And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while. Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with. And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that. I need that. Why am I not there?
You're on your way. You're already making these moves. I mean, it sucked, but that even though it sucked, that still was progress. Oh. Yeah, industry is the fakest shit ever. But, like, if you want to really get into it, I mean, she is doing it. It just is, it's a miserable process for her. Ugh.
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
If I knew that, I would be successful already, right?
You know, fair.
I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the art I do.
These sites and stuff, it makes it really hard for when you're starting.
Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything. My work goes out there, and it dies. Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like, at some point, the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Or maybe I just fucking suck. Maybe I'm a shit-tier artist, and I'm a failure of a person, and everyone knows it. Everyone except me. Sorry. I know that's going too far, even though I really feel that way.
Oh, no. Why? Why?
Okay, Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things.
Yeah, you can't look at numbers. It's been a while since I have, and every time I do, it makes me miserable.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening.
Sounds kind of boring. Why can't you assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face?
Oh, I wish.
Actually, I guess I could just buy a game like that, couldn't I? Maybe I'll stop by the game store on the way home.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya. We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
I mean, I'm glad that the talk therapy, like, is at least half helping some people. But I don't know. Like, come on. Yeah, a lot of escapism. It feels like it's kind of assigning escapism to a lot of people, too.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
Like,
Goodbye.
seeing how many of these people it assigns medication and how many of these people it assigns, like, these virtual treatments, it's really troubling. Because it feels like there's, like... I wonder if there's, like, a company that makes these that's partnered with Eliza, because that would explain the frequency. Well, we had a repeat client. Yay! Feeling unwanted. That one hits really close to home. I wonder what her art is like. It's got to be more interesting than that painting on the wall, at least. Who makes this art? Where does Skanda get it? I'm not sure why I'm thinking about it so much. Maybe because I have to stare at it all day. This message is directed to all those working as Eliza proxies. As a contractor for Skanda, you have agreed to abide by Skanda's global social media policy during orientation. In light of recent events, however, it seems a refresher may be needed. To quickly restate the most important part of the policy as regards to your work as an Eliza proxy. It is okay to state that you work as a proxy for Eliza. Encourage people to try Eliza. Like, share, or make posts that might portray Eliza and or Skanda in a positive light. Make neutral comments about competing products, services, or companies. It is not okay to reveal proprietary or confidential information, of course, including the details of any client or counseling session. Like, share, or make posts that portray Eliza or Skanda in a negative light. If in doubt, do not post. Omar, thanks for the clarity here. I do have one question. If I see someone, say perhaps a friend of a friend, share a negative experience with Eliza, am I in the clear responding to them and explaining how they might have a better time if they set their expectations correctly? It's a real come down to see someone giving Eliza low marks due to misunderstandings that can be cleared up with a simple conversation. Point us to the person's post and we'll handle it from there. I don't like that. But I mean, that's just business, is like, a lot of places aren't allowed to really criticize your employer. We expect to have a reporter in the building sometime tomorrow morning. He will also be taking some pictures. If you do not want to be potentially photographed, let me know. The article will supposedly focus on the origins of this specific office and its local history and role in the wider development of apps for mental health. But we all know how reporters are sometimes. We'll see. How reporters are sometimes. I don't know. I wonder why the headset shows all these metrics and data. It's not like the proxies can make use of it. Maybe it didn't look like enough advanced technology without all the numbers there. I kind of like that it's pretty transparent. It even shows kind of where Eliza is in the process of its, like, treatment plan. I don't know. It feels like I feel like there is, if they didn't have to stay on script, there is useful information there for a session. Like, say you have a client that is really, really closed off with their emotions, but you can tell what their heart rate is. You can suddenly tell, well, they had a really big spike, maybe they got upset, or maybe something excited them. You know, things like that. If it wasn't tied to a script, I could understand, like, yeah, it could be very, I don't know, it could be very useful. And, like, seeing where Eliza is in the process is definitely good for, like, if something goes wrong, you can see every step that led there. So I do like that there is, like, a visual transparency to it, but you're not being really encouraged to use it or even look at it much. I don't know. Anyway, should be about time for the next client. Is it gonna be the guy that we lied to, or, well, that Eliza lied to? No. Holiday Durant.
Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
Ooh.
That's good. I'm glad. So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about.
Oh.
I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed. You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling. They need more than counseling, probably. Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps. I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's expensive now. There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them. I think they do something with computers, though I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine? They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then, bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Ooh.
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics.
What's Eliza gonna learn from this?
It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window and gung, there's another new building going up. I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro, I mean those big white buses with no markings on them. You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them. I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me.
Interesting.
They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times or what have you.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Interesting.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days. When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types. She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that?" And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van. I believe that might have happened to her at some point. I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose.
This woman is fascinating. I love her.
Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
If you have a specific problem you'd like to talk to me about, please go ahead. It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders acting up again. I had some inflammation with them a few months ago, but it settled down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do. I'd rather talk to you. You're nice, you listen.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See? That's what I like to hear.
Okay, Holiday.
Okay.
I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about fortipran hydrochloride.
Yeah.
Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before.
Right?
It's
They
a painkiller?
really nailed it. Like, it's so...
I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Oh! It won't tell her what it was again!
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? Forzapram? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though, young man.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you go now.
I hate that. Oh, I hate that.
You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy. Busy, busy. That's life in this town.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Oh, I hated that. Well, that was an odd one. Some of what she said confused Eliza's algorithm a little bit. Not that it seems to have mattered much. I think that's it for today. Oh. Yeah, it probably isn't likely aware of non-psychological medicines. Hydrochloride? I wish I knew more on the chemical side of things to be able to tell you what that might be. I was never really geared towards the medicine half. So I'm really... Varzapram hydrochloride. That night, I head out to meet up with Soren at the restaurant he picked. It's much fancier than I expected. Platz Principo? I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Ugh, I didn't count on this expense. Maybe he'll offer to pick up the tab, but that could be awkward too. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I love how these things always get complicated.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
I'm not really an oyster person.
I'm not really an oyster person.
Well, these might change your mind. No? Well...
You must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back?
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after... what happened.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
I wonder what went on with her. There's been a lot of, so Evelyn, at the end of last chapter, we found out that she's the person who was, at least partially, behind Eliza. And that now she's come back and is working as a proxy for Eliza, and has not told us why. Has not told her friends why. I'm wondering what the deal is with her. She clearly went through something as a result of this program she made, but, like, I really wonder what that incident is.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Whose?
Damien, of course. Are you sure you're okay? Your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path.
An entrepreneurial path. Ooh.
Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand.
Remind me to ask you about that later, Misty. I'm intrigued. But I feel as though it might...
I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you
conversation
can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
I'm sorry?
Asshole. I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that?
Is he good at his job?
I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him.
Is he good at his job?
That's what my instincts say. And my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory.
This entrepreneurial bullshit.
Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system.
I am very concerned about
It'll
that, but okay.
revolutionize the entire field of mental health. Not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Oh, man. The potential for misuse seems kinda high.
The potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll check out that after stream, okay, Prajdu? Yeah, being contradictory out of spite is,
The important thing right now is to build momentum.
You're not even doing, like, concern about misuse first? You're not worried about safety first?
I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you.
I would rather walk on hot coals.
You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business.
I would rather swallow needles.
Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me.
I would rather backflip off of the Empire State Building.
Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone.
Are you?
And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one.
Yeah, I am,
I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology.
As much as I hate this,
It
A
really does
demo.
work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
Why do you want to go?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
Okay.
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there.
Okay.
You know, BDSM.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Though perhaps I shouldn't say how I know.
Okay. What should I do? No.
That kind of thing isn't really my scene.
Come on, this is about supporting our mutual friend, right? It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment.
Yeah, this guy is not... I'm getting red flags from this guy, too.
Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it to be.
I don't want it to be.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
We're still gonna go? How is it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert at a club after dinner in years. We step inside and a blast of warm air hits me. Yeah, he pushed us into going still. It's already bustling with activity here. I don't see any bondage stuff here, though. What was he on about?
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since last I was here.
The fuck?
Are you sure you're remembering this place correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to those people over there.
Hey, Porco!
Just started my break and oh, look at what I kept ready whenever you went live. Lunate tent to heart lunate hug.
Hell yeah! Thank you for being here. I hope you have a good break. We're reading through Eliza. It's been a really thought-provoking chapter. A lot of things about the ethics of using computers in therapy. And also a ex-coworker who is very full of red flags. I don't like this guy we're talking to. Soren points at a group of women chatting with each other at the bar.
Are those people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
You just, you're looking for a hookup, bud? I don't,
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody here.
He's already gone. Why is he like this? Abandoned the second I walked in. Okay. I don't have to sit here by myself acting like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. Nora's setup looks pretty simple. Knowing your taste for optimization, I'm sure she's going to use it very effectively. I wonder how many of these bands are still around. Hopefully some of them at least. What's a good drink to get at a place like this? Something strong, I think. Yeah, we started and did a chapter on our own. Or we did a chapter on the first session, and I'm kind of thinking that we have this as like something we come back to and just do a chapter every now and again. I think we're getting near-ish the end of this chapter. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, this is her chance to get out of here. God, I hope she gets out of here. Evelyn, you're scheduled to meet with Rainer at 9:20 a.m. tomorrow morning. I will have a car come pick you up from the Queen Anne office. You'll need to check in at the front desk, but you do not need to sign an NDA as your old one still applies. This meeting is expected to last around 20 minutes. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Nora almost runs to the table when she sees me. Nora! Thank goodness I've been rescued!
I'm so happy you came!
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people.
Old one still applies. Yeah, seriously. What were the terms on that?
He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
That NDA was before we started, like in her life before we started playing this. So I have no idea what's up with that. But, Nora, I'm surrounded by creepy businessmen. Help.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Ah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
I wanted to see you too.
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Yeah.
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Hell yeah. There are multiple pieces of equipment connected by huge tangles of thick wires. Looking at the setup, I realize I really know nothing about electronic music.
Are these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of them.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking about. Oh, hell yeah, Porky, feel free. If you need my address and stuff again, we'll talk in DMs. Yeah, we're good. Pajdu, we've been playing a little bit of Helldivers. We might do some I might have it during June as one of the things we do while like we're fundraising.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
I'm not doing so well against the new enemies. But, you know, we're doing our best. Hell yeah. Yeah, people are definitely invited to join.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points toward a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red and kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound. It's useful for piercing leads, you know, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
I'm listening.
Nora points to another, larger synthesizer. This one is black, with brown wood paneling on the sides and silver dials on the front.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Oh, yeah. Good luck, Porku. Have a good day at work.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay. I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me. Instead, she holds up a small white and silver box. It looks like a wide pencil case with dials and little blue lights on it.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB-303. You know, the acid house sound.
I've heard of that, I think.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Nora points at some words on the front panel. Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original.
Sick.
A guy in Australia does it? Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic music gear. This is seriously a whole world in itself.
Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of
Drive
these
safe,
things?
Misty.
It might do you some good to learn something new. You could come over sometime and we could make some noise together.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a fun time.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yes, you will. Yeah, me and Honor will beat your ass. Nora plugs in more cables, creating a spaghetti-like arrangement that stretches across the entire table.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
Let's go, Nora! Nora disappears into the back to get ready. Meanwhile, Soren returns from his conversation at the bar looking slightly dispirited.
Ah, time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho.
Oh my god!
You know what Sappho indicates, don't you?
Yeah, I do, and I'm interested. Yes, I know.
Yes, I know. Don't patronize me, please.
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
I'm gay as hell, of course I know. Nora comes back on stage, ready to start her set for real now. Oh, Sappho is an old Greek poet who is credited as writing tons and tons of poems about being in love with other women. So sapphic is a term that is used for women who are attracted to other women. It's like the wide umbrella, like, you know, lesbians being more exclusive, bisexual being, you know, everybody. Sapphic would cover both of those. And that's, Sappho is where sapphic comes from. People are cheering for her already. It seems like she's really got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything is silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. Then, noise begins to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
I think she was always this way.
I think she was always this way. You just didn't see it.
Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming on his lips. Maybe he thinks I can't see him in the dark. Or maybe he's just lost in the moment.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
The music builds with huge thumping noises. It's chaotic, but it has a certain logic to it. It feels like Nora is leading us somewhere. The anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens. Totally without warning. Oh, wow. Nora. Goodness. This bass is really intense. I forgot why I don't go to concerts anymore. Feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. I love that feeling! That's one of my sensory good feels that I love to go to concerts for. Slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Or maybe I should say horny. Yeah, this beat is just lewd somehow. How could a piece of music feel so dirty? It sounds like a robot sex drive or something. Nora looks busy operating her equipment. I have no idea what she's doing with these sounds. Every once in a while, though, she glances up at the crowd, a smug curl on her lips. Then she looks in my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, "So, how do you think?" But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send any particular message. I can't think of anything except that it's loud. I feel like I'm dissociating. Is this why people go to concerts? I feel like you're being obliterated by sound. It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I really had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside of her. I remember she was a good programmer, someone who wanted to do a good job. This power, where did that come from? The noises crash together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. You have a crush on her. No. Maybe I have a crush on her. As the performance winds on late into the night, I stop trying so hard to process what's going on and I just let things happen. I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappeared at some point. I don't care. Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over. A wave breaking onto a rocky shore and dashed into mist. Wait, where is this? Oh, it's home. I'm not sure how I got here. Good that I'm here, though, right? You're in bed? Okay, wait. I remember now. I took a car. Everything's fine. I guess I did it then. I went out and did a thing. That was fun, I think. It was nice to see Nora. I don't think my body is very happy with me right now, though. Ugh. I think I'll just close my eyes and rest for another second before I get ready for bed properly. And then you fall asleep. All right. Well, do we want to do? I'll say we break at the chapter. We'll break for now. But that was an interesting chapter. Oh man, now we get to have meeting with creepy businessman number 2, Rainer. It seems like we have a lot of history with these two guys, though, and I'm wondering how that's all gonna pan out. Because we worked with both of them on Eliza, and now one of them is CEO, and one of them is, well, going absolutely insane. I wonder if Rainer's kind of gonna be wrapped up in the Eliza stuff so much that he might... I don't know if he'll see the way that things need to change. But, it's a very, very interesting chapter. And I figure we'll hang out... Oh, wait. I didn't set up this for this room yet. Whoops. So we might just find somebody to raid from here. I would say that was a pretty good day. Yeah, I wonder if Rainer's gonna have as many red flags as Soren. I got so many bad vibes from him, and I you know, anything is better than that. We'll find out next time, yeah? Will we get to smooch Nora? Chances are getting slightly better. If I get to, like, if I'm putting, like, points toward anyone, it's just Nora. It's all the way Nora. It's just, we're hanging out just with her. Your friends found a song with a peak name? What is it? I'll be looking for somebody to raid while you tell me. Let's see. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, I see Miraday is playing Buckshot Roulette. That's cool. Eclipse Okami is doing ASMR. Let's see. Red Claw and a couple of people are doing Repo. Oh, let's go raid the folks doing Repo. That might be fun. I haven't raided Red Claw before. They have a very cool model. They're a T-Rex, I think. But they have a human model, which they're using now, but they also have, like, a full-ass realistic dinosaur model that is so crazy. The dumb fuck from Bumblefuck Nowhere. That's me! That's a song about me! Oh man, I'm not very good at Repo, and I don't have the patience for playing it for a very long time, but it is a really fun game. I don't know, I would maybe host, like, game nights for it in the server, but I don't know that I would want to play every round. I get so worn out by the physics. Maybe I'll, like, kind of third imposter some of the rounds. Lamau. Just be a useless sack. But for now, let's go and cheer on these folks as they try to help friends move. Oh, then Pajdu, maybe we can set up a game night. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. I'm hoping that I can do more streams next week, but if not, guys, prepare for June, because I'm going to hopefully just cram that month full of things to do. Alrighty. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!